Alright, so you've been going to the gym for maybe 3, 4 years now, and for some reason you just don't look like other people who have been going to the gym for 3 to 4 years. And in this video, I'm going to try to explain to you 3 reasons why you don't look like them or why you're not getting the results that you're looking for. We're going to start with the first one. The first one isn't as important because no matter what you do, you can get away with this easily, but that is training. So when it comes to training, as long as you're consistent with the way that you train, you'll make slow progress over time. But if you're going to the gym and you're spending 3 to 4 hours at the gym, you're not going to grow as you want to grow, and that's going to affect your progress. So there are many ways to go on about this. You can, if you're someone who's been going to the gym for 2, 3 years, and every time that you do go to the gym, you're training for like 3 to 4 hours, my suggestion is to scale back on how hard you're training or how long you're training. So if you're training for 3 to 4 hours, just drop that down to maybe 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And then just slowly over time, just keep it that way. Like I said, when it comes to training, it doesn't matter what you do. As long as you're consistent with what you're doing, gradually over time, you will make progress. You're not gonna make the greatest, biggest progress in the world, but you'll make like little progress as you go along. So that really doesn't really matter as much. And after that, once you get the hang of your training and you kind of fix some stuff here and there, you don't spend as much time, you don't train hard all the time, you kind of like find like an optimal way for you to train. The next step is your eating. So eating is second because it's important. It's really important. But the way that it works is that if you're somebody who's trying to lose weight, for example, and your goal is you want to lose 50 pounds, but you're not eating the right amount of calories to get you to lose 50 pounds. You're always overeating. And if you're always overeating, you're never going to lose that 50 pounds. So my suggestion, if you're somebody who's trying to lose weight, keep track of the foods that you're eating. Keep track of your macros, keep track of your protein, your carbs, and your fats. And then gradually over time, as you're doing it, you'll see these little differences that says, hey man, the reason why you're not losing weight is because you're eating way too much. And you can kind of look at that and scale back on how much you're eating to the point where you get to like a comfortable caloric intake that allows you to lose weight. But as we all know, the only way for somebody to lose weight is with obviously exercise and eating, but eating in a caloric deficit, because that is super, super important. The same exact concept also goes for someone who's trying to gain weight. You're not going to gain weight by eating less. The only way for you to gain weight, if your goal is to gain weight, is to simply eat more caloric intake. Have higher caloric intake when you're eating. Obviously, if you're trying to gain weight and you're eating like 1,500 calories and you're like, man, for some reason I'm not gaining this weight, that is exactly why. You're eating too little. You're eating too less. You're just not eating enough. Want to gain weight? Eat a lot more. Again, if you combine your training, which would be, let's say, it would be less, and then you train a little bit more intensely, and then you have your eating in check, whether your goal is to lose weight or gain weight, if your eating's on point, that would help a lot. You would get to the goals that you want. But after that, we get to the point where this is the number one reason, the only reason why a lot of people simply just don't make the progress that they need to make when it comes to going to the gym. And that reason is, are you sleeping enough? Are you recovering enough? Are you like stressed all the time? Again, we start from the basics. Do you train hard all the time, train to 4, 5, 6 hours, but you're also under eating? And if you're under eating, you're also not resting. If you're not resting, you're not giving your body the chance it needs to grow. And all that is a factor. So if you really want to get the most out of your gym progress or your health journey or your health results, the one thing I recommend that is extremely important to focus on is recovery, because that is super important. If you're not recovering and you're training hard at the gym, you're eating whatever, no matter what you do, in the gym, when you do step outside of that gym and you're not sleeping, you're not recovering, it's basically pointless. You can make good gains, but it's minimal. You want to make optimal gains, and sleeping is the key. I remember last year or 2 years ago when I was prepping for my show, and I did everything right. But the one thing I did wrong was that I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't sleeping because I worked overnights, and I would like come home in the morning and I barely got like 2-3 hours of sleep, and I'll wake up, go to the gym, repeat everything all over again, and I simply didn't make the progress that I needed to make. The one thing I love about this year is that I have the ability to be able to focus more on my sleep schedule, to be able to sleep on time, to be able to get a full 6-8 hours of sleep. And if you followed my Instagram, you can see that is making a huge difference in my results for this year compared to what I looked like last year. And I'm very happy about that. And I'm extremely grateful that I can do that. So if you're somebody who for some reason is not growing, is not progressing at the gym, take these 3 things into account. Are you training hard? Are you training too little? Are you eating enough? Are you eating not enough? Are you sleeping or are you not sleeping? Once you factor all these things together and find like a middle ground and try to apply that to everything that you do, you will slowly see better gains over time. And when you do that, you'll be like, wow, I've really been messing up my gym progress. So I also recently started this channel in other ways to promote my online coaching, which I'm about to start doing, which I have been doing it, but I just haven't had the chance to promote it as much because of time. So if you're somebody who's interested and you're a beginner, intermediate, or whatever you are, and you like somebody to coach you to get you the results that you need, shoot me a message. You can, if you follow me on Instagram, DM me, you can email me, and then when you email me, I'll be able to answer you and we can start it from there. And other than that, thank you for listening, greatly appreciated. Now if you know who you are and you have time, hit the little bell button, subscribe, and share this, or just show it to your friends, and let me know what you think.